you brought up Mendoza, who I thought it was interesting this week, Joe. A lot was made of, of course, Pete's going to be asked about it, and Mendoza's going to be asked about it. This could be Pete Alonso's last home game at Citi Field, the final game against the Phillies. And I thought Mendoza kind of curveballing the response of, we plan on playing more home games here this year. Number one, it's obviously the perfect response, the confidence that you need. And Mendoza was with the Yankees organization for a long time. I've said this many times. It was never going to be perfect out of the gate because no rookie manager in the sport of baseball has a perfect season. But Mendoza had an advantage in his back pocket of understanding baseball in New York, which is a very, very unique element. And we've seen a lot of guys. And that was something that I think Buck was praised for when Buck had a really successful 2022. Say what you want about Buck's shortcomings last year, but Buck understood baseball in New York from both sides of it. I think, Joe, it was a microcosm moment, though, of the way Mendoza carries himself. And that answer had no fluff or there was nothing phony about it. This team, it felt like the Mets at times over last year were not only struggling or injured or underperforming, the Mets weren't confident, honestly. They were not a confident team. Their star players weren't confident. They didn't go out there thinking they're going to win every night. And I thought that answer from Mendoza kind of encapsulated the identity, the DNA of this team, where look at the confidence level of a Mark Vientos this year. Francisco Alvarez really couldn't do much right for it felt like a month of the season. And look at him in the biggest moment of the year. It's not just the star players. It's guys that the Tyrone Taylors, the Jose Iglesias of the world, guys stepping up, Luis Torrens being here and having a role, getting guys to step up out of the bullpen. That confidence, I think, starts at the top with Mendoza and has had a trickle effect on not the guys that make $20 to $30 million a year, but also them, but the bottom guys on the roster as well.
Buck Showalter was the right manager for the 2022 team. He was the right manager at that time. But when we were going through that hiring process and interview process and all the names that were being bandied about, and we talked about it on this show, I was saying consistently, I want the guy that's going to be here for a while. I want the long-term managerial option. I think the Mets have their long-term managerial option here in Carlos Mendoza. I'm not, going to declare he's got a decade of work here or whatever, but this feels for the first time in quite a while that the Mets have the guy that can be the manager for this team for an extended period of time.